Hello everybody! Today I'm going to be teaching you how to make stuffed peppers. It's a very, very simple recipe that I've been making for years. You can change it up, it's very healthy, you can make it non-healthy, whatever works. So, we're going to start off with some ground turkey, about a pound of ground turkey. You could use ground pork, you could use ground beef, you could use ground whatever you want. I just happen to like the turkey. So, first step is we're going to season it a little bit, starting off with a little bit of basil. Toss that in the bowl. A little bit of garlic powder. Toss that in the bowl. Maybe a little bit more. I like a lot of garlic. Then we're going to add some fresh rosemary. Add some lovely oregano. A pinch of pepper. Maybe another pinch. And then a pinch of salt. Next up, we're going to mix it together. You just want to make sure that you get the spices evenly spread out throughout the entire mess of meat. And I think I have a big ball of spice in here. There we go. It's looking better. Okay, next up, we're going to move to the stove and cook up this turkey. So now that we've seasoned our turkey, we are ready to cook this up. So what we're going to do is I put a medium-sized saucepan and I've turned it on to about a medium heat. So we're going to add just a little bit of olive oil to kind of wet the surface. Going to mush that around a little bit to cover the entire bottom of the pan. All right. Let this heat up for a quick minute and we're just going to add in our seasoned turkey. Not using my hands at this point because I'll burn myself. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to let this turkey brown up until it's almost all the way cooked. It takes about 3 to 5 minutes, depending on how much turkey you've added. At that point, we're going to add a couple extra things and then move on to stuffing. This is almost finished. I'm going to add in some of this spinach. Let's mix that together. We're going to add in the tomato sauce. You can add in about half a cup, usually works. You don't want it too saucy. You don't want it too saucy. Because it'll get a little runny and then it won't stay in the pepper as much. So I like to start out by adding a little bit and then we'll add more if I decide that it needs a little bit more. So you just add each ingredient one at a time. That way you can keep track of how they're mushing together. And we're just going to top it off with some rice. See, I'm going to add all the rice in today. The more rice you add, the more mixture you get, and the more peppers you can stuff. Tip for the day. All right, see, I think this needs a little bit more sauce. I want to make sure everything is covered with the tomato sauce. So we're just going to mix this together and cook it for another 2 minutes, just so everything kind of mushes together and we can ensure that the turkey is completely cooked through. The reason we add the sauce last is because that way you can see when the turkey starts to turn from the pink color to like a nice gray color. If you add the sauce in, you can't see what's pink. So, all right, this is almost done, just another 2 minutes, and then we'll move on to stuffing our peppers. Okay, we are ready to stuff our peppers. We finished cooking all the filling here, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the kind of peppers that I like to use. I am partial to red peppers, but you can use green, orange, yellow, purple, whatever you can find at the market. I also want to talk about portion size a little bit. What I like to do is, I normally think about half a pepper is good enough for a lunch portion. Or you can do a full pepper for a dinner portion. There's a couple of ways that you can prep the peppers. I'm going to show you how to prep them for our lunch portion now. But if you're basically going to slice down the middle here, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute. The dinner size portion, a technique is you can cut around the top here and pull out the membranes this way and stuff in that way. That's like a nice full pepper for dinner. So for lunch, what we're going to do is we're going to slice this guy in half right down so you have 2 equal halves. And you want to make sure you have some nice edges around here to be able to stuff into and that it'll hold in. So when you're at the market and you're looking for peppers, you want to find really nice fat ones. These ones are a little bit skinny for me at the moment, but they didn't have anything else, so that's what you're going to get right now. So we're just going to pull out the membranes, and you want to pull out the seeds. Basically remove any bits and pieces from the pepper that you wouldn't want to eat. I think the membrane, you probably can eat it. It just tastes a little bit funny. The texture is weird, so I like to take that out. So then what you're going to do is you're just going to cut around the edge here. This one's nice and awkward because you want to make sure you leave a little bit of an edge. I'm just going to take the top off, knock those seeds out, make a huge mess. The first thing you're going to want to do is now you have your mixture is all piping hot and ready to go. We're going to stuff it in here. Make sure you push it way down in all these little caverns. And when I like to bake these, I don't like to bake the pepper so it's completely soggy. I like a little bit of crisp to my pepper. Oh, I am making a huge mess. All right. So, but I do like to stuff in all the little nooks and crannies so you get a little bit of filling in every single bite. At this point, we're just going to top it off with a little bit of Parmesan cheese. Or sometimes I'll put like a nice piece of mozzarella on top or some shredded cheese or whatever. It's kind of nice because you can do whatever you want on top. And then what I've done is I have a nice baking sheet right here. And I've lined it with a little bit of tin foil. That way it makes it really easy to clean up. You can just pull out the tin foil after they're done baking. Plus I hate doing dishes, so it's really easy to clean up. So we're just going to finish stuffing these peppers, and then we'll pop these into the oven for about 20 minutes at 350 degrees. So our peppers are out of the oven. We've plated them up here. As you can see, they're looking very lovely, very color coordinated. So serve them up, enjoy, eat them, take them for lunch, whatever floats your boat. Thanks.